Hello one and all, it is I, Nicholas Clay of Clay Entertainment, and I am here to give you an update video for 2018. Now the first thing that needs to get out of the way is that this channel has passed 10,000 subscribers, and I honestly did not think I would make it this far in my YouTube quote-unquote career, but thank you all so much for the support that you've given me over the years. It really means a lot. So this update video is just to give you all an idea of what I have in store for this brand new year of 2018. And it's more specifically going to be directed towards the new series that I have running on this channel, but we'll get to that later. For now, we're going to focus on the smaller things that I have planned for this channel, and then we'll go into the big one. So to start things off, the shorter animations that I have planned are going to be there to pretty much entertain you guys while the bigger thing is being worked on. So that way it's not like I'm completely in the dark. Because as you all know, animation takes a very long time, and I'm only one person that's doing all the animating, so it's going to take even longer for the bigger project to get done. The shorter videos are not going to be restricted to animations. The short animations that I have will consist of a couple of things. They can either be inside jokes that I have with friends, silly little ideas that I come up with off the top of my head, or they could be commentary highlights from live streams or let's plays that I've watched. So it's things like that that will be worked on in between me working on the bigger project that I have in store. Alongside the short animations, I'm actually considering uploading some time-lapse videos as well. Now these time-lapse videos could consist of anything, but they more than likely will consist of me working on poster artwork in Source Filmmaker, or they could be me working on an animation, whichever it may be. So those are the small things that I have planned, but now we're going to switch over to talking about the big thing, which is obviously the new series that I've put out on my channel, which is The Life of an Inkling. Now first off, I want to say that I am very pleased at how well that is doing. I really didn't expect it to do as well as it is, and I'm really happy that you all are enjoying it, because it was something that I wanted to do for a while, and it was different from the usual type of fan-made series that people would be making. So I'm happy to see that it's doing so well, let alone it be only the first part of the first episode. So pretty much going to take this time now to explain to you how the series was thought up, what the state of it is in terms of progress and all, and I'm going to explain to you all what my process is for how each episode and how everything is being handled. So why don't we start off with how the idea was thought up. The idea for this type of series has been thought up since my senior year of high school. Now for those of you that are not aware, The Life of an Inkling is pretty much a slice of life type of anime sort of series. It draws a lot of inspiration from the slice of life anime that I've watched, and that was the main inspiration. Now there are a couple of other things that have inspired this series, with like Life is Strange and things like that. The main inspiration for The Life of an Inkling is slice of life anime, as the likes of Clan, Toradora, etc, etc. And like I said, I wanted to do a series like this for a long time. But because of high school and lack of motivation, I really couldn't figure out what to do. It wasn't until I got out of high school when I discovered Source Filmmaker. And I had known about Source Filmmaker and Gmod animations for a while now, but when I got out of high school, I started working in Source Filmmaker, and it wasn't an easy thing to pick up. Source Filmmaker is a very complicated program, but once you get the hang of it, you figure out things and you can work with it a little bit more easily. It wasn't until one day where I just finally got the inspiration to start writing up the story for this series. I don't exactly know what drove me to start it, but it just came to me. And then the next thing I knew, I opened up a Google Doc and I started writing out the first episode script without even coming up with all the other characters at that point. The only character that was thought up or conceptualized at that point was Sana, the main character. All the other characters like Dean, Alicia, Vinky, they hadn't been thought up yet until the very next day. That's when I started coming up with all the other characters' designs, like what gear are they wearing, what are their character attributes, what are their personalities like, what are their traits, and everything else a character needs in order for them to be fleshed out. And then everything kind of just fell into place after that. I started working in Source Filmmaker more, I started figuring out the program, began posing everything like a madman, trying to figure out how to make things look good enough, and here we are today. So that's how everything was thought up in the conceptual stage and how the idea for the series started. Now in terms of the state of the series and how many episodes have been worked on, or how much work I've done in general for the series so far, the amount of episodes that I've scripted out at this point are 4.5. Why 4.5? Well, I've scripted out episodes 1 to 4 beginning to end. I've only written half of episode 5 script, which I honestly need to get back on, but I will at some point. And part of the reason why the series is being worked on so much and why things are taking a little bit longer than you would think, the main reason for that is I not only script out the episodes, but I also storyboard them, and then after I storyboard them, I then have to animate it all. And then once I'm done animating it all, then I have to edit it all up. So the process is very, very long. It's very, very tedious, but I enjoy doing it. It's part of the reason why I'm going to college for animation in the first place, because putting all of that time and all of that energy and all of that effort into something that I'm proud of and everybody else enjoys is the main reason why I want to get into animation in the first place. Because I love doing this stuff. So quite honestly, that's the reason why everything is taking so long to get done. It's because that I'm mostly doing everything. And I say mostly because I do have one person that's been helping me throughout this entire thing, and that is my good friend Ethan, or Gumshoe Gamer. Now if this were for a big time animation project like something that Disney would make or DreamWorks, I would probably classify Gumshoe as the executive producer. And pretty much what the executive producer does is that he checks over everything, makes sure everything is all good, and that's pretty much what he does. Gumshoe checks over the scripts, he helps me come up with ideas, and he's part of the reason why I want to split up this series into 2 arcs. And yes, you heard me right, 2 arcs. Now what does that mean? At the current moment, The Life of an Inkling only has 1 season planned out, which is going to be split up into 2 separate arcs. The first arc, which is what we're in right now for episode 1, part 1, and then when it gets to the halfway point, the second arc will begin. So what does that mean in terms of number of episodes? At the current moment, I want to do 12 episodes, which is standard for a normal anime season. What the second arc will be about, that's for you all to figure out and for me to keep to myself until it gets to that point. Now I don't want to reveal or spoil anything right now obviously, but all I'm going to say is when it gets to the second arc, you're all going to be in for a treat. Now I have a feeling I know what you all are probably thinking. It's when is Life of an Inkling episode 1 part 2 going to be released? All I can really say right now is be patient and it will get done as soon as it gets done. You have to remember that I am still a college student, and I've also got to deal with personal issues, whether they be family or with myself as well. So there are a couple of things that might slow down the progress again, but I can assure you that when episode 1 part 2 gets completed, I will release it for all of you to see and enjoy. So that's pretty much going to do it for this update video. So I want to thank you all for watching this update video, even though I feel like it's kind of overstayed its welcome at this point. If you have any questions regarding my plans for this year, you can always leave a comment down below. You can follow me on Twitter and ask me there, or you could even join my Discord server. All links will be in the description down below. But that's pretty much going to do it for now. Until next time, I will see you all in the next video, whether it be a short animation, a time-lapse video, or the next part of episode 1 for The Life of an Inkling. Until next time everybody, take care. The only character that was conceptualized at that point was Sana. And yes, it is pronounced Sana. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, how is it pronounced? It's pronounced Sana. It's not Sona, like Ink Sona. It's Sana. Okay? That probably will get cut out. That probably will get cut out because I sound like a jerk. But that pretty much does it for this update. There's a reason why Ethan and I are the master of outros. Quote unquote master of outros, because I can't figure out how to freaking end this.